All right, back here on Sportsline, the Predators in the midst of development camp day one today, getting a bunch of guys in, some draft picks who just were drafted over the weekend on Saturday, coming from all over the globe to get here, and some of them on time for the beginning of development camp. They go through the week, they wrap things up with the development all-star game or prospect game, if you will, on Friday night at Bridgestone Arena. Tickets available for that if you want to go. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock. Stat Nickel is the team's associate GM in charge of development and also the general manager of the Milwaukee Admirals, the team's minor league team. He is in charge of this week's camp and getting these guys up to speed on the NHL game. We spoke to him earlier today.
What do you get 4 days with them on the ice? What do you want to see?
Just teach them our way, get them acclimated to the coaching staff, to the trainers, to the equipment guys, and the development staff, and just teach them how we do things around here. And it's, it's a process. We had some hiccups, but you rather do that in development camp rather than main camp. We had some kids miss their flight because they thought it was an AM, PM kind of deal, and that's just kids being 17, 18 years old. So those are the things that we deal with, and then we'll get them in and do some nutrition talk and some team building and some team bonding, and it's good for them. It's nerve-wracking, they're boarding a plane, they have an itinerary, they got to get here, and it's a lot of moving parts, and there's nobody holding their hand, so they grow up real quick, and we're here to support that.
This system's been in place for a few years now. Do you see a noticeable difference from a guy like Tolvanen, who was here last summer and is back, or a Moy, or a Fowler, or somebody like that?
I see a huge difference on the guys, the first-year pro guys who play a year in Milwaukee, then they come back here. We always have the first-year pro guys come back, and they're the leaders of our camp, because usually they're not leaders in Milwaukee. They're just trying to figure things out. It's their first-year pro. Now they come back. They're the big boys on campus, and they get to lead, and it's good development for that. We create leaders that way. So those are the guys like the Lutonens and the Moys, and those are the guys that I see a huge difference. Trennan, they get away from their little boy, their look, and they're starting to look like men. So that's the huge difference.
So where's a guy like Fabro fit in? He's the highest drafted guy here, but he's gone the college route. Right. Where is his development stand?
Same. I categorize Fabro in that first-year pro guys. Just the way his body composition's changed, the way he changes his diet, the way he trains now. He's been World Juniors for 2 years. He's in a great program at BU. So you just can't snap your fingers. These kids, when you draft them, they're just so raw, and the colleges do a great job, the junior teams do a great job, and then we kind of facilitate that and help them out.
So on the other end of it, you have the draft picks who are here, just brand new, 19 years old. What's a realistic expectation for you guys this week to see from them?
Just how they carry themselves, how they compete, how they're on time, how they pick up after each other, and just get them in. They're like deer in the headlight look right now, and that's fine. We've all been down that road, and next year they'll be better, and they'll be more comfortable, and they'll compete. Tomorrow is a huge day. The track is the best indicator on all this, because running the track and doing the sprints, you can do it all by yourself, but when you have 30 guys doing it, you don't want to be last. So it really pushes them to get out of their comfort zone, and you see a lot of the character traits come out for sure tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock if you guys want to be there.
For a guy like you, do you maybe spend a little extra time with some of these undrafted guys? Somebody took a chance on you. Do you maybe put a little more thought into how you talk to those guys? Or?
Yeah, everybody wants put your arm around them, get them a little squeeze, they feel like they're a part of it, and they are. That's why our group is small. Some teams do 60 guys. We keep our numbers to 30, 34 kids. So the interaction is all day. They get all our speakers, our nutritionists. We have one-on-ones with them all the time. So we don't just look at our drafted players and beeline for them and just put all our time into it. We put our time into all these guys, because they're going to go back to their junior teams or their college teams, the free agents, and they're like, wow, I had a great experience. I want to sign with those guys when I can. So we're also building relationships.
With all that's gone on in Nashville, it seems like there's a bit of a rebuild of the prospect pool going on. You can kind of get that sense in Milwaukee last season with them missing the playoffs. You now being sort of the general manager of the Milwaukee Admirals, what are the things you'd like to change into next year?
I think we're active. We're very active right now. I think maybe in the past years we've had a really good talent pool, so we've kind of waited and sat back and to see what's out there. But we're making phone calls. We're in the interview period now, so we're being very proactive and trying to build our team right now. And our team up top is as you know, is pretty much set. So we're looking to build the pool and bring some leaders in and some good players and have some call-up guys. And it's exciting times for Milwaukee.
Peter said after his experience here that this would be a huge summer for Ellie in terms of making sure he's ready to come back in the fall. How critical is this week to that progression?
Yeah, there's only so many weeks in the summer. Every single week is very valuable and very, you know, the time's running out. And just for him, I want to see him being like if you look today, he was first guy stretching, leading the circle, him and Freddie Allard. So just those little things, he probably doesn't even know that we look at that, but those are the characteristics that we want to see. We want to see him take command of this camp. And but it's also almost July 1, so a lot of kids haven't skated, but you looked at them today, their faces were pretty red. They were pushing each other pretty hard.
Is there any extra urgency with a guy like that? I mean, you want all these guys to take strides, but you want